everybody. Welcome back to a special episode of the Bourbon Buds today. We're reviewing Wilderness Trail's new maple syrup finished rye today. This was a very special bottle given to us by Wilderness Trail's brand manager. We appreciate the donation to us, man. We really do appreciate it. So Zach, what's the story behind this?
So the story is they had somebody that I can't remember exactly how it goes, where they have a special relationship with the distillery, and they use some of Wilderness Trail's rye to age and finish it into their maple syrup barrels, and this is the product they got. So this is kind of like an experimental thing, but in my opinion, it turned out perfectly.
Full spoiler warning here. This was aged with Vermont maple syrup, which I think is going to be really good for this.
Oh, yeah.
So, Zach, are you ready to try it, or do we have any more history to give out?
I just had one more thing to say.
Yes.
I think it's really cool they used a rye in this, and I said this before in our interview, that, a lot of the times you would think they would use wheat because of the softer, sweeter notes, but the spiciness with the sweet, is a really good idea.
It mellows out. It balances. Rye is traditionally very spicy, but when you have the sweetness of the maple syrup mixing with the rye, it really makes a balance between it. It's not too spicy, but it's also not too sweet. And the wheat issue I would see is it would be too sweet if they used wheat, but I think they struck a really good balance here. Cheers.
So on the nose, immediate maple and spice. Now, if I didn't know this was a rye, I might not be able to tell. What do you get off?
Such a good nose to it.
It does.
Basically, I think a little bit of a chocolatey sort of thing, but also you get the maple and you do get the rye. But it's this. But it also, but that balance shows itself immediately. Like it's not too spicy, but it's also not too sweet.
So this one is 98 proof. It's a very limited batch that's available at Wilderness Trail. So I'm ready to try it. That is excellent.
See the balance. I'm gonna note this multiple times. The rye, you do get a bit of the spice, and on the finish, you can especially tell it's not nearly as spicy as other ryes we've had on this channel. And the maple syrupiness just really complements it so well. And on the finish, you can get like a sort of like pancakes or waffles coated with maple syrup, and it's just like, if you want pancakes, maple syrup covered pancakes in alcohol form, this is it right here. It strikes such a great balance between the sweetness and the spiciness.
And when we're saying that, we're not talking about any whiskey that may be maple flavored. We're talking about a finished whiskey that was naturally finished in maple barrels. So nothing was added to this other than the finish.
And they succeeded with flying colors, I have to say. Value. What does this go for on retail price?
I would say 75.
That's well worth it.
I'd pay more than that.
I would too. I really would.
I'd pay well north of that.
I'd pay like at max probably $100 for this bottle. What would you pay for it?
Depends on what they would charge. I would pay quite a lot for it. I mean, out of all the releases that I've had this year, just new stuff this has to be one of the best that I've had. I mean, it's just so well done and so well balanced and rounded.
And the proof, you would honestly, I think this proof is perfect for it. Like if you get like this, for me, I would expect a higher proof. to be like overbearing with the rye spice, which would drown out the maple syrup. But I think 98 proof was absolutely perfect.
It is.
And Wilderness Trail is known for having the bourbon making process down literally to a science.
Yeah,
It's literally crafted for, it's just, there's no real words for me to say other than this is a great bottle and you need to go get one.
This release in particular, there's literally nothing better they can do to it.
No.
I mean, you know.
If they were to release this again, don't do anything different to this. This is absolutely perfect.
Yes.
So, Zach, if you don't have any final thoughts on this, this has been another episode of Bourbon Buds. We hope you've enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you know when we upload. Comment down below what your experience with Wilderness Trail's new maple finished rye is.
Or in general.
Yeah. And be sure to follow our Instagram linked in the description below. Thank you all for watching.